Let me know.
We're live.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا رحمتك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Inshallah, we are going to start a new chapter, one of the shortest chapters of the Quran, which is called Teen. Most of you must be familiar with it. But anyway, we will start to analyze it and try to see the aspects of applicability to our real life, living conditions. This is, as you see on the screen, that the 28th revealed chapter of the Quran. It is somewhere around third, fourth. Of course, no one can be sure because we have to understand that in that time, there was no calendar. The calendar was only according to the major events of the year. You know, something happened that year, and 2 years after that, something like that. So there was no established calendar system because these people who were around the messenger of God were mostly illiterate and didn't have any established civilization. So they were mostly nomads living in, if you like, natural unspoiled life conditions, but no civilization, no civil life, no big cities, small cities, but very rare. In a large area, you see 1, 2, 3 scattered here and there. But we should also take into consideration that the coast of Arabian Peninsula were not like this, but inland was like this. Anyways, that is why the people didn't really keep the record of chronicles or something like that. So it was no such thing. They were expert on writing down and recording the generations of the tribes. They call it the tree of tribal ancestors. But they were crazy about their tribal conditions. Okay, that is the civilization. We cannot blame them. The revelation started from scratch. From scratch. Now, the life in Mecca, as if this is the very, very beginning of how human nature is going to be developed and prepared for a civilized, peaceful, just societies and establish just administrations, maybe build an exemplary administration, government system for the world. That is how the change took place so fast and wide in a very, very short period of time compared to other civilizations to establish hundreds of years. No, not hundreds of years, decades of years. Afterwards, after, okay, let's say 4 decades, 40 years, this caliphate was established 29 years after the death of the prophet, during the death of the prophet, including 50 years, half a century. A kind of according to the standards of our time. That time now, in a new empire emerged. I don't like the word empire, but I understand that not an ordinary state, like Roman Empire, like Persian Empire at that time, Fars Empire, and also this wasn't an empire. This wasn't even a state. It was a government governing the society. So we understand the debate among the scholars or historians. This was the third year, fourth year of the revelation, etc. That's understandable. So we shouldn't say that no one knows what the reality was, although it is not very important because the message is universal. It is valid. We don't really put the message into a historical, geographical context. Yes, it occurred within a historical, geographical, time and space context, but the content is not limited to those conditions, because content is supposed to be universal. That's why we take the revelation out of its historical context, although knowing that what happened that time just helps us to develop how human character, human beings have been established and built. So it is how much it is possible for me, again, by following the message of the revelation, which is in the case of Islam, the Quran, following the message of the Quran, how I can turn my, if you like, quote unquote, wild nature, not nature, the way we are created wasn't wild, but if I have not educated my potentialities, which will be the main subject of this chapter that we are going to study, how am I going to develop it in the possible perfect way, in the possible perfect form? These are the introductions, this third year, fourth year of the revelation. All the revealed verses and chapters were introduction, preparing the minds of the people, preparing the understandings of the people, and letting them educate themselves gradually. That is what we have to emphasize on when we try to understand how the verses speak in. We will see that the verses speak in absolute terms, as if limitless, the very best and the very worst end of the spectrum. But in fact, human reality stands in between, slowly, gradually develops into or towards the very best, side, or depending on human preference, towards the worst side. That's that direction gradually develops. No one becomes perfect at once, and also completely corrupted at once. Gradually, we always improve ourselves or deteriorate ourselves gradually. How the creation outside is exactly an example for ourselves. Everything grows gradually. Although very fast, even the galaxies move and take their change their places gradually. Animals grow gradually, plants grow gradually, and also human beings, like other animals and other plants, animate beings, grow gradually and get old gradually, starting from zero, the birth, coming into life, until they die. They experience all the way of ups and downs of life experiences. So we are subject to this uh, formation or this path to follow. No hurry, but make sure your direction is correct. I hope we will study and see how this is presented in this chapter. Here we go. Strange. It says, very sweet, very strange way. وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ. What is it to do with me? I am not a farmer. Okay, so consider the fig and the olive. What do you mean? So we understand that they are witnessing the variety, the multitude of the kinds of creation and representing to us. Look, God, the creator of the universe, can create olive with one seed, right? Every fruit of olive has one stone in it, one stone in each in each olive. But the same creator can also create hundreds, maybe thousands of seeds in one fruit. Here we go. Fig. Look at the fig. So, of course, there are other creatures, other fruits in between one and hundreds of seeds, 5, 10, 20 variety. It means from one end to the other end. God is treating that. He doesn't have to follow one pattern. Every animal, every plant, every planet, every galaxy, every solar system of each galaxy is maybe thousands of galaxies, solar systems of their own, has their unique characters. The solar system of this Earth, about this Earth, although we see in our sky, maybe okay, 1 to 100 something, and the sun has, I don't know, 12, 11. People say something, not sure. They may discover another one in the next generation. Doesn't matter, 12 something planets revolving around the sun. In other solar system, maybe thousands. Another one is 2 or something, or 1, like that. For example, Earth has one planet, the moon, revolving around the Earth. Okay, I mean, it is not a planet, but according to the Earth. Doesn't matter. All varieties, everything is created in a different way. We have to think about it. Everything is created in a different way, but everything is created at the same time. And also, not only here, not only there, everywhere. Now, can you imagine what is going on in the world? There are plants, animals, all of them are different. Species are different. And also, members of the species are different. Every cat is different. Every dog is different as far as we experience nowadays. Every human being is different from other one. But human race makes one species. Cats make one species, but they are all different. Okay? They are all created in a different way at the same time. They are not waiting in a line so that they will be served to be changed their forms or to be brought into existence. No, at the same time. These are all the signs that we have to think. So early and later uh, periods of the revelation, the Quran always emphasized on the importance of looking at the creation out there. For what? Is the Quran encouraging us to do some scientific research? Yeah, practically maybe, but it is not the purpose of the Quran. Because the purpose of the teachings of the Quran, we have to remember, we have to understand that what human beings cannot know by investigating the universe, the nature of reality. They can see the signs, but they don't know the signs or the where and what. The signs refer to signs. What we see in fig, what we see in olive, they are signs. Signs of some qualities. But we cannot refer these qualities to anything that we can comprehend. We say they are wonderful acts of actions. If there was no revelation from the creator, it means revealing to human beings in order to open up their mind that the universe is a created being. It has a creator which cannot be describable within the conditions, definitions of the universe that we define the words, not any word that we can make for it. We can only say, all the things are so strange. You know, these anthropologues study and find out that very primitive, I don't know how much the primitive people, how many the people are left nowadays, but just 50 or 100 years ago, there were some places that human beings were living in a primitive life. Okay, they discovered that whatever the primitive people are or tribes are, they live in tribal life conditions. Okay, they have some sort of notion, but they don't know what it is. This very famous expression, especially among the tribal life, the people, the anthropologues tell all this. I don't know anthropology. I took only 1 year course of anthropology. That is what I have the knowledge of it, and it was maybe half a century ago. So that is it. When I was young, that's it. When I was in college, it was 40 something years ago. So what I remember from there, that they speak of, in their own language, but equivalent to English, spirit of something. For example, the spirits of monkeys, spirits of lions, spirits of trees, etc. But the very famous, because they will live in forests, but they are all destroyed, maybe mostly nowadays, the spirit of forests. They didn't know what it is. But at least they were, if you like, within the primitive life conditions, they were intelligent enough to realize that the forest, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, vegetable kingdom, cannot be just an accident. There is something which is responsible to create them, to maintain them, to sustain them, to provide them with life and shape and all their intrinsic qualities. So prepare them for life and make them perfectly adaptable to the conditions of their life or the environment there. Perfectly born into a life condition or life conditions that they, as soon as they are born, they start adapting themselves to it. I mean, with this subject about the life of the bee, honeybee, is very attractive for those people who are studying these biologues or whatever you call them, or they study them. They say, as soon as the baby honeybee hatches out of it is, placenta, let's call it. They have their own placenta. As soon as it hatches it, gets out of it, as soon as it's out of it, starts eating the placenta and cleaning its house, where in the not honey, what the word, where they live, or honey. Beehives, they have their own cells, if you like, however they're called.
Honeycomb.
Honey?
Comb.
Okay, thank you very much. So I don't know the words in English. So honeycomb, they start to clean it as a small, tiny bit animal. Is it really learning from somebody? He hasn't. It hasn't seen anyone. Is it being influenced by the environment? No. I mean, it is prepared. Primitive people were, if you like, intelligent enough to see that there is something operating over this world that was enough of belief for them. They were not, if you like, using the civilized modern language. They were not materialist. They were, if you like, non-materialist, believing in something transcendental to the object itself. Beyond that, if they were knowledgeable enough to understand that universe as a whole must be like an animal. So it is, if you like, Lord, it is sustainer, creator, must be the spirit of the universe in the language of the primitive people. We call it primitive in order to identify this sociological event. Otherwise, I am ashamed of calling them primitive. But those people who say universe exists by itself, there is nothing beyond the universe itself, matter itself. It organizes itself with no knowledge, no power to know, no will. I would call this 21st century's so-called materialist scientists primitive. But those people were intelligent, honest people. So at the end of this world, we will be surprised who is civilized, who is primitive. So with the practical language of our civilization, now we call it primitive, but I don't call it primitive really. They were human beings according to the cultural level. So this people, this nature of human being is a perfect potentiality that resides in us. It needs to develop. Yes, we are developing, correct, but some people still are obstinate not to accept the reality, try to invent excuses that may have some sort of word to tell them that you are doing this, go this way or go that, because they are so much immersed in their egoistic arrogance. I know what I am doing. I know that I shouldn't submit myself to any superior existence. So I have to deny transcendental being. Because if the universe has an owner, so the globe of Earth has an owner. So me have an owner. And he has created me for a purpose. I have to question it. And how can I communicate with it? How can I know which kind of thing is it? No, we have to work on it. But if someone is swallowed up by their own caprices, that arrogant, egoistic, ego, I am the center of the world, they cannot. So here, the Quran also says, look, I'm going to present this transcendental being, but my evidence for it is the creation of this universe. You have to use it like primitive people, like true, honest scientists who study the work and through discovering the qualities manifested in the work, because in this world, in the matter, because the matter has no power, no quality to own, so that through these qualities it will act on its own choice. It is impossible. So these honest people are really to be appreciated. These honest people, honest scientists, Okay. And also the second verse now, look at the the fig and the olive, which is just example, but of course it doesn't mean that teen, it means the fig. The fig is more sacred than apple. No, no. Or olive is more sacred than apple because the subject is going to be one stoned fruit to multitudes of uh, seeds, fruit, fig. So they will represent two extreme ends. Now pay attention. Who is doing that? Okay? Consider it, study it, how they are developing like this, and is there any way to explain their development within their own selves, reducing it to their elements, particles. So the particles are intelligent to develop. Particles are intelligent to establish an order. And within this order, all the parts will, the elements, parts of the structure will work in a perfect harmony, correspond each other in a perfect way. So we understand that it is impossible. So they cannot find any sign that matter has any quality of its own. They are given existence. They need to exist by somebody else's choice of preferring them to come into existence. They cannot come into existence by themselves. So they cannot create by themselves. This is when we study it, we show it, but there is no sign that the matter has any power to give existence to itself. It is just following the order of the universe. The order of the universe is nothing to do with the matter. It is just the plan, program of the creator, the way that the creator creates them and puts them in order so the universe will work perfectly. So intelligent people will understand that these perfect acts going on in the universe cannot be accidental. There is a wisdom behind it, conscious choice behind it, conscious will behind it, deliberately making a plan, and everything is created knowingly within the perfectly arranged plan. So we have to look at the creation. That is the only starting point for human beings. And then suddenly it turns our eyes to where Tur Sinin and the Mount of Sinai. Now we should try to understand historically revelation known to human beings, revelation from God known to human beings, which starts with monotheistic revelations. It means the revelations claim that they are revealed. Some religions claim that they are revealed under the surveillance, observations of God, the creator, the absolute being. These are, as far as the history shows, nowadays, that these are Judaism, Christianity, Islam. That's what they claim, this tradition. They are called monotheistic religions. There are other religious, religious sources, but they don't claim that they are revealed by the transcendental absolute being who is the source of existence of this world. But there are ancient texts again, but they are attributed to some very intelligent sages, knowledgeable people, wise people. Now, this is the difference. So as far as the sources of the monotheistic religions are concerned, Tur Sinin, the Mount Sinai, is known. Still, it is in the texts. 3,000-4,000-year-old texts says Mount Sinai, a person who claimed to be the employed messenger of the creator of the universe received message in the Mount of Sinai. So Mount of Sinai, where is it, what it is, none of my business. I am not organizing a tourist agent. I'm not a touristic agent. The Mount of Sinai is somewhere in Palestine or Syria or wherever it is, maybe in South America, doesn't matter. But it represents what? Revelation, known to our contemporary history. Contemporary history is known written documents. That is what known written documents. I am not saying that those Eastern ancient traditions do not have any remnants of revelation, but now, as they are known to human beings, they don't say it is God revealed revelation. But my personal consent, understanding, I think they were originally revealed by God, but in the course of history, people adapted it to themselves. Certain people preached them, and the common people attributed this preaching to the person himself rather than to God, because they heard it, they learned it from that, and from that person. So what they did, they ignored the aspect of these kind of texts referring to God origins. That is I have no evidence. I'm not an historian at all, but it's my conviction, because there are some stories in them that you can find in Torah. Because the stories are taught in the Quran as well, the same story, but they are corrected. In the course of time, they were adapted to the political, economical conditions of their environment, and the people started interpreting it in order to adjust the teachings to the political desires of the kings or emperors, whatever they are. So under the influence of, under human influence, they, de-shaped, if you like, I don't know the word, deformed, in order to adapt themselves to the historical conditions that time. And they might have lost, some of them seem to be lost their really pure form of revelation. So when they are really lost their real, genuine identity, God reveals in another revelation to renew it and adapts it to the new life conditions. Now, if you like, updates it, corrects it, and eliminates the mistake side of it. That is, when you study a comparative religions, you may see that there are, of course, very parallel teaching between the Torah and the Quran. But the main message sometimes corresponds to each other, sometimes differ. If you carefully look at it, where they differ, when there is a scratch, deviation, deformation, maybe 1%, maybe 10% from Puritan oneness of God. It means pure, no adulterated, not adulterated, unadulterated form of oneness of God. So, but we have to look for it. It is not my specialty. Maybe one of you may be interested in it, but it is not the point again. What we have to do, we have to see the Quran claims to be the last revelation after Torah and the Bible to Jesus, revealed to Jesus. The Quran says, I am the new one. Study the Quran. If anything doesn't make sense to you, don't choose it. Free. No one can force you. So Mount Sinai represents the revelation. Look, there are signs in nature, creation, and also there is the fact, the reality of revelation. Now, take notes of them together. You have to compare them, or you will compare them. What God reveals in the form of verbal expression, what, again, the creator of the universe reveals in the form of act. It is act-wise, action-wise revelation. You have to see the parallel in between. If, for example, as an example, take the Quran. The Quran is the word of the creator of the universe. It must not contradict to the signs we observe in the universe. The signs of the Quran mixes this word for both cases, actually, ayat, ayat, ayat. So ayat, it means ayat out there in the creation. Ayat, it is translated into English right or wrong. Some people say, no, it's wrong. I agree, it's wrong. Versus, I would say, signs. But verbal signs in the Quran, action wise signs in the creation, they have to tell and reveal the same reality. So it is combined here. This is the third or fourth year of the revelation, preparing the minds of the people, if you like, very primitive people, to start thinking in two channels at the same time and trying to prepare their minds that in the course of time, as they will be educated, at the end they will be able to make the comparison now. Because these people are illiterate people. These people have no education institutions at all. Most of them don't know how to count more than 30. No, even not 30. They wouldn't count 1, 2, 3, up to 30. No, the Prophet had to invent some means of communicating with them just to tell them 29 days of Ramadan, month of Ramadan to fast. He couldn't really say 29, and then it will make sense to the people. Not all of them, there were somehow educated people, but majority of them were not. That's why it is very famous, and I love it. It is in the very, very widely spread hadith narration books. He used his fingers to show them how many days they should fast. in the month of Ramadan. Although it was later period of the revelation, sometimes after, I don't know, Ramadan fasting, no. Yeah, it is 15th, 16th year after revelation. So for us also, now, as far as the training of the revelation is concerned, we have to go through same stages, gradual development, how to prepare our minds. That's what we are doing. We started from the first revealed chapter of the Quran, and now it is 28th revealed chapter of the Quran that we are studying. But these chapters are short, of course, and also language-wise is very concise. And the meaning, the shorter the verses are, the deeper the meaning in them. That is what is expected from the speech of the Creator. So, fig, olive, and symbolizing the revelation. Minds are not prepared. And also, the third verse says, and this land secure land. So, are we going to bother about which land is it talking about? Does it bother you? Why don't you say, if you live, I don't know, I live in New York, which is a city which is called New York, doesn't matter, a part of the earth. It is New York. If someone lives in, I don't know, Los Angeles, it is Los Angeles. If someone lives in, I don't know, Pekin, it is Pekin. Look at that. Look at this land. It is secure. It is prepared for you. It is a home for you. I mean, social construction may not be perfect as you would expect it, but the creation side is most appropriate to your life conditions, living conditions. Now you need air, there is air there. You need light, there is light there. You need night, there is night there as well. So, I don't know, you need to do something, and there are means that you can do as much as you can. You need food, that it is there according to their climate conditions. According to the seasons, they are all prepared there, unless human beings destroy them. So pollute them. Otherwise, as it is created, as perfectly arranged and proportionately orderly, just for human beings to live there. So they people live there. So look at that as well. It means that, look, in order to see the signs of the Creator, you don't have to go to a land where olive and fig are created. For example, in America, as far as the East Coast is concerned, I don't know. I'm not really a big traveler. So in New York, I haven't seen any olive tree. That is what I can say. Any in New York, fig tree, I haven't seen. I don't remember seeing it. If anyone sees it, doesn't matter. But I see a lot of other trees here. Peaches, plums, cherries, especially apples everywhere. So I have to look at the apple. I have to look at the revelation that reaches me, which is I have to see and study the Quran. And also, I have to look at the conditions around me. I don't have to go somewhere else in order to experience what the Creator of the universe has prepared for me to see the signs. I may, but there's no harm. You may go ahead, but you don't have to. But just concentrate your life conditions that you are created in. Okay? This is a land, a place, you find your existence secure, perfectly adjusted. No one can say that, the life in um, North Pole, I don't know how they are called, Eskimo, I don't know. That is, I know the word, whether it is English or not. Whatever it is. But it is very hard there, man. It is very cold. And I don't know nowadays what they do, but uh, normally and traditionally, they used to have their houses not with stone, so with ice. Oh, I can't believe that. Yes, you can't. But they are happy. Those people who are created there, they adjust their life happily. Those animals are created according to the conditions of their environment there. Plants, whatever they need to eat, accordingly, they know how to survive. They are surviving. They survived. And they have, it may not be an appropriate place for me, but if you go and ask those people who live there in Alaska or somewhere, they can come here. They say, oh, how do you live in this very hot place? But everybody must look at it. Okay, so we have to look for the revelation and use our intelligence, potentiality, and respond back to the news that we receive from the revelation and try to find out the answers of your human questions. What am I doing in this world? What is my purpose of existence, etc. So we have to take all these verses, seemingly very simple, but really instructing us the method of investigating the reality that we wonder who we are. What are we doing in this world? What is the purpose of my existence? Who gave me existence? I am so perfect as far as my creation is. I am given endless different kinds of feelings, aspirations, fears, hopes. And for what? Why? Who is operating on me? Then the Quran, the revelation, is preparing our mind, and we have to get through this journey. Let's continue. Okay. Now, لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم. Definitely, for sure, we created man in the best conformation, in the best form, in the best structure, in the best adaptation, best adjustment, both sides, bodily and spiritually, at the same time, intellectually, mentally. In that we are given with all the necessary equipments to fulfill our purpose of existence, creation. Of course, when we look at our body structure, which is most apparent, then we can see, we say, look, my hands are completely parallel to each other. Why? Right and left. Why? Why? What is the, material cause that it will be exactly parallel to each other? What is the material? Which kind of reason you can develop? My hands, all the fingers, everybody's fingers are like this, arranged in such a way that when I start to use them, I don't see one of them is longer than most effective functional way or shorter than. No, if you ask a person who, as a result of an accident, for another reason, for example, less one of the finger is less than the others, he will become discomfortable, uncomfortable. He will say, if it was like the other people have, I would be happier because it is more functional. Why it is more functional? The best form. That is what it says. In the best conformation, it means adjustment to the whole body working together. If there is a small change in the way that my liver functions, I am in trouble. Sometimes I experience this. Human beings experience this. Why? Because I don't really remember that I have a liver in my body functioning and fulfilling what I heard, whether it's true or not, I don't know, around 400 different duties it is fulfilling. What is that? It's a piece of meat. And it is functioning perfectly in harmony with my kidneys, with my heart, with my lung, perfectly. Physically also adjusted in my body perfectly. It has its own existence, own function, but functions, but at the same time, perfectly adjusting arrangement between the others. That is what physical example. Everything, your leg, for example, for any reason, your bone structure may have a slight difference. You see the pain and complain. And you have to take rehabilitation and go to the professionals, how to really get it back in its right position. It's supposed to be. We are created in this way. Again, the most obvious to human beings sign in the way that we are created. What we have mentioned so far is only the body structure. Body structure. But human being is not body. Body is animal. We are human beings. We have human side, which is, and every animal also has some extras. They are called, they say, the materialist side names it instincts, but they have their own spirit, if you like. Cats are different from dogs, although all of them have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 nose, and nostrils, 2 nostrils. But at the same time, cat is definitely not like a dog. Dog is not like an, I don't know, mouse. And birds are all completely different from each other, and they communicate with each other perfectly. And they know the life conditions, and they try to be respectful to the environment, all of them, according to their given capacity, but they are all prepared in the best forms. So spiritually also, we are given the senses which are able to communicate all the meanings manifested in this world. all the aspects of the qualities manifested in this earth. We recognize it. We very simply say, oh, this is beautiful. This functions well. This is very useful. This one works in this way. How wonderful it is. I love the smell of this, whatever. I love this actions of my bird in my house or on the street or on the trees. So I love when the birds sing in the morning, and I love waking up to their music. Orchestra is there. Well, in New York, it is difficult, but in real nature, unspoiled nature, you can see it is beautiful. So how about the other animals living under the earth? They have all functions. Ants, their own function. I don't know, other animals. Everybody, everything is useful, doing some sort of job, fulfilling some sort of job. And keeping the balance of this order, they are created in this way in order the order is not going to be spoiled. The creator knows what he is doing. It's then transcendental, absolute being must be so. Otherwise, this world cannot be managed as it is or given existence as it is. So look at this. Human spirit also communicates with the signs manifested in the universe. Through the signs, they can acknowledge the capacity is ready to acknowledge the qualities of the real owner of the signs, which is called the creator, the owner of the universe, the sustainer of the universe, the common language is the Lord of the universe. So we can get to know him through his manifested qualities. Communicate with him. I can know it, but I need a little bit help to jump out of the universe and accept the reality that this universe has or must have a creator. So this creator must have these and these and these and these qualities. Whatever I see in the universe as in the form of signs, in the absolute sense, because they function at the same time everywhere with no interaction, perfectly smoothly working everything. And you know that nothing is happening in the universe accidentally. So we take notice of our own existence. This verse is very famous among the students of the Quran. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. This is the best masterpiece of the science in the universe, human beings. And we are conscious of it. We know we are given the quality. We know which kind of qualities we are given. We acknowledge the qualities manifested within ourselves. It is so strange. I'm always amazed, and I keep repeating this while I am having the discussions with my friends. I say, I have been given an element within myself, which is called conscience. This element is aware of its own existence as well. For example, I have a laptop in front of me now. It is functioning as it is made, of course, but it is not aware of itself. It is made. it has to function as it is made. But human beings are aware of its own make and aware of that they have consciousness. So they use it. It is so amazing, so amazing. We are the best example of the science of the Creator. That is why we are the best element in the universe to get to know the Creator of the universe as much as possible, which is in the best way in the best possible way to get to know. That is what this verse is saying. So drawing the attentions of the people, hey man, or women, doesn't matter, but this is the language I learned from you. So, hey man, look at yourself. Look at yourself. You don't have to go somewhere else as well. Think about yourself. How you have these qualities. Do you think you made it? Do you think your father made it? Or do you think your elements of your body made your consciousness? These elements are stupid. They keep changing every year. No, okay. Let's go one more. ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين. Oh, man. This is horrible. You know, why you say that? My Creator is speaking to me now, at least by definition. You don't have to confirm it now, but listen freely and think about freely whether it makes sense to you. It sounds really reasonable, acceptable or not, and then decide, well, I agree with it, I don't agree with it. Okay, you are most welcome for yourself, because your decision concerns you, my decision concerns me. I am responsible for myself, you are responsible for yourself. So, and then we reduced him to the laws of the law. I mean, we have to understand him means, man means, in English also in general, gender-free language. But in the Quran, when the male, masculine form is used, a pronoun is used, it means both, human being in general. That is the nature of the language, Arabic language. So we reduced him or her, the same thing, to the laws of the law. Why do you reduce me in the laws of the law? That is a very interesting question. You know, why don't you let me be in my perfect conformation or form? Let's make it a less technical word. My best structure. That's it. Well, the Creator says, we reduced you. It means that is how we established order under our surveillance, according to our will, which has decided to make this world within the conditions of disorder, and whatever you choose within disorder with your free will, at the end, it will be your choice, but the creation of your choice is, God says, my act of creation. You choose it, I create it. So simple. So the purpose of the revelation teaches to teach us what the aspect of the event which looks to the Creator, but the event which looks to the world, we can find out ourselves. For example, we are given the free will, we use it. Yeah, freely. It is by definition free will. I have my free will. So I can choose. I know I'm choosing. If I want to learn something from the universe, which the scientists are doing, studying, struggling to find more and more secrets of the order. So it needs to be discovered endless, the bottomless secrets there are, because the creator is absolute. The absolute creator, the quality of the absolute, by definition, has no end. There's no end for absolute. That human logic can easily understand this. We are given this ability, potentiality to understand this. So when you study it, you understand that the order is established in such a way by its creator, but I know that I am freely choosing. And I'm going this way or another way. Well, sometimes, of course, to choose some options, not as easy because the order says, okay, you have to act within the limitations of my order because you are not the creator. You are subject to the will of the creator. So you will use your free will as much as he allows you to choose. It means I cannot choose to be on the moon tonight. I can't. But I can choose to go and sleep in my other room. Yeah, I can choose that. Or I can go out and walk. I can do that. So I am responsible within the given area, field, to choose. But within this given area, especially as far as my spiritual side is concerned, my human side is concerned, what I mean by spiritual is not something that mysterious that we don't understand. No, my human side. That's my feelings. The more I reflect on my existence, the better I become aware of my sensual life, my feelings, capacity of my feelings. I can use them. So I know that, of course, physical field of free will is somehow limited compared to the world, the universe. Somehow limited but for the practical purpose, I'm using this word. I'm not a spiritualist, Sufi or something. I'm not saying they are bad, but I am not in that category. Personally, I'm not. I don't know. You may be. Okay, welcome. Well, I don't blame anyone. So that is your choice. That's the flavor you prefer. Okay, I respect that. So I mean, using this word, my human side, spirit, soul, has the freedom with no end. I'm giving this freedom. I can completely submit myself to the absolute creator. I can also completely deny submitting myself to the absolute creator and only preserving my existence with the claim that I exist by myself. I am responsible for myself, by myself, for myself. I will do whatever I want. I will decide whatever I want. And I am not going to acknowledge that there is a higher being, if you like, higher than me, if you like, at least, or the owner of the universe, therefore, owner of my existence. I am not denying, I'm denying it. These are possible. So, as we start thinking from the previous one seed fruit, a fruit with one seed, a fruit with multitude of seeds, possible, both ends. Here we are again. Sorry, here we are. The perfect form of creation, the worst choice as human decide, denies the perfect creation, says, I am the result of accidents. Possible? These are the end. If you like, these are the most extreme sides. Now, what are we going to do? Which way I am following? I am in the middle. I'm free to choose this way or that way. What is important? To be on the right direction, not to be a perfect person as it is described in the verse 4 in the screen, first verse, or what suddenly I can become the worst man as it is described in the fifth verse, the second in the slide, PowerPoint slide that you are seeing on the screen. Reduced the people, human beings, can choose to reduce to the laws of the law. And the God creates it whatever we want. Whatever we want, we choose within the limits, of course. So I don't, for example, install heating system, and when it is cold outside, I will feel cold. That is the creation. The law is established, the order is established in this way. God says, I created the cold for you. Now, but who has chosen it? Within the set given order, I have chosen it. I am responsible, not the creator is responsible. So I have to take precautions not to go, not to take the wrong direction. After that, gradually I will develop. Let's hope that we will take the right direction in order to get to know who the owner of the feelings that we have, owner of my body, so that I will try to use all these opportunities freely given to me by my Creator in order to appreciate Him, be thankful to Him, acknowledge Him. You are the owner. I am just the one who is using it. I cannot say that these are mine. I haven't done anything to have anything in my life. I found out my fingers are there, my eyes are there, I don't know, my legs are there, my lungs are there. Just, I am given. That's it. And my feelings are there. I'm just given. Okay, I acknowledge that you really blessed me with these qualities, and I am thankful to you. I will use it in order to get to know you better, because they have the potentiality to get to know who my owner is, so that I will be thankful to him. Okay, we understood the last verse here, but not everybody is lured to the laws of the law. No. There are, we don't have to choose this way, but there are exceptions. This is the last verse on the slide. إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. Now, the فلهم أجر غير ممنون is another side of it. Let's concentrate on the first part of this verse. Except those who have faith and do righteous deeds. Those who have faith and do righteous deeds. If I have believed, it means if I have chosen to acknowledge my reality, that I didn't make myself, I didn't equip myself with all these wonderful human qualities which has nothing to do with matter. Sense of love. I cannot say that I got this from this factory. I cannot say that I developed it by myself, especially in the life of animals. Every animal is given some sort of spirit like me, according to their limited capacity as compared to me, as far as I can see the way they function. Yeah. I don't know how the cat feels, but I know that cat is only given the capacity to do certain things. They do it perfectly, unless human beings don't spoil them or restrict them. Otherwise, they perfectly adjust their life to the natural environment as they are created. Anyway, that's what I observe. Limited. So I am given much more. I mean, it is even crazy to compare it now. So large capacity. Okay, use it in the right way, in the right purpose. That they are telling me, giving me the signals, signs. Hey, you are created by a one who is so generous, so merciful, so just, so wise. So be grateful. Don't be ungrateful. Don't reject your reality. My consciousness tells me this. But I have the free will. If I choose to believe, to confirm that I have a transcendental being, that is important. Transcendental being means a being, the source of existence cannot be describable within this world. It is beyond this world, beyond this universe, qualities, not outside of universe. No. His qualities, but it is impossible to describe his qualities within the limits of this world. Transcendental. That's what I understand. This word in our normal, today I'm using it specifically, but in our normal standard language, we call it absolute being, who is the source of existence. Yeah, they are equal. To make it short, I say transcendental being. I confirm it, and I use all the facilities given to me by him through acknowledging that he is the owner. I'm not the owner. All my feelings, for example, a mother, a father takes care of their children. Typical example, easy to understand, takes care of his children, looks after them, loves them, etc. And they should say, yeah, I am giving these qualities by my Creator. If I enjoy it, then it is because of God's will. If I misuse it, wrongly use it, and distort the purpose of their existence without being careless, it is my responsibility to suffer, because the Creator says you are doing something wrong. You are doing something wrong. Be careful. It is not a pleasant way of living in this world. Don't torture yourself. Accept your reality. Okay. I submit this. It means accept those who have faith and do righteous deeds. That is also important. Why? Because I have faith in God. Okay. I am thankful to Him, grateful to Him, but I am not going to use my human capacity while I am interacting with for example, other creatures, material, immaterial, whatever you call them, maybe animate, inanimate, whatever they call. These people categorize the creation. I can't. I don't agree with animal, this animal distinction, this kind of categorization. But practically, I'm speaking now. Animate, inanimate, the stone and the mountain and the tree, and I cannot act. Okay, the tree is created by God. Okay, I'm going to cut it. Why? I want to cut it. That's my choice. The tree cannot say anything. You cut it. That's it. For no purpose. But if you have a purpose, your consciousness will tell you that yes, you can cut it now. Because it is created for you, and you are given the permission to utilize it. All right, you can do that. That is the will of the Creator. Consciousness acknowledges it. And also what we have received in the Mount Sinai, it means revelation. Revelation says, yes, I'm created, I have created them for you to use this, but in order to fulfill the purpose of your existence. For example, I gave you a life which needs sustenance, provision. In order to sustain, for example, you need air. I prepared it, use it. And you need food. Yes, I'm creating out there. Use it. Yeah, but I'm not going to eat it. But just like this, I'm going to destroy this, for example, orchard. Burn it. Mm, that is not the right way of doing things. So what the exception that we see that the people who are exempt from reducing their existence to the laws of the law, to this direction, what they do, they don't they choose the right deeds according to their own capacity that consciousness realizes. For example, if you kill an innocent child, let's say, will you do it? Nothing to do with your religious belief. As a human being, even you are an atheist, will you kill an innocent child? Your consciousness will say that is definitely wrong. But some people become so egocentric, arrogant people, and then what they do, I want to kill it. Not why? I just satisfy myself that I am doing whatever I can do. I am powerful enough, rich enough, knowledgeable enough, whatever it is. What my reasoning. But consciousness says you shouldn't do it. Right. So who are doing good, righteous deeds according to their way of creation. It means according to my creation and according to the direction that I receive through the speech of God, guidance from my God, because without this guidance, I will not have any purpose of my existence to be fulfilled. I cannot fulfill. I don't know what I am here for. I don't know why I am given existence. I don't know. But I know that I am given existence. It looks wonderful. That's what, as much as I know, this is my experience. So they will receive their reward. But the time is up. Let us not hurry to me. We can study the next week the second part of it, because it somehow needs some sort of considerations and maybe reflections, more reflections. Theirs is the never-ending reward. What does it mean? Never-ending reward. What is never-ending reward? My life is very limited. I will die. What does it mean, etc.? What is the Quran teaching, and how the minds of the audience are prepared to develop, gradual develop. That is how the Quran educates human beings. It means that is how my Creator educates me. We have to follow these gradual development, improvements in our existence, inshallah. So today, what I see now, no question, no comment. Let me see if there is any. Okay, no, chat box is empty. No one is really saying anything. Okay, I mean, I I speak a lot. I know that. My friend is saying, "Come on, shut up, Ali. Stop for a while." I said, "Okay, if you don't stop, I will speak. I will share whatever my brain or my mind has from my previous reflections. I would like to share it. Or if you like, come on, go ahead, you share it. Inshallah, I would like to hear your voice as well. If you see anything really concerning you, attracting your attention, etc., so please just raise your voice. Don't wait for me to ask you, come on. There are some people here, naming them. I don't want to name anyone here, so I don't want to be personal. In general, come on, this person, you say something. And do you agree? Do you don't agree? Do you have any question? There is no need. You are educated people. You are intellectual people. You know how to present your ideas in a small community like this. Friendship, a group of friends here. Inshallah, we will continue from there. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بحرمة السر